Okay, awesome guys. So this is a deep stretch class. So it's a little bit different than like a regular level 1 or beginner. We're just gonna kind of stay low to the ground and get some stretches in for the hamstrings and the shoulders, and we're gonna hold some poses a little bit longer than what you're used to. So basically it's what it sounds like. You're just taking stretches and you're going a little bit deeper into them. So no flows or vinyasas or anything like that. It's just a good thing at the end of the day, beginning of the week. So we're gonna start laying on the back. And it's up to you if you want to straighten out the legs. Down a little bit. Or you can find reclined down angle, bottoms of the feet can come together. If you want to take the arms up and over the head, give yourself that first stretch. And this class is only an hour. So it's a little bit shorter, but you're already stretching and kind of getting into the groove of things, so we don't need to kind of be on our mat for longer than we need to. So using this hour just to kind of stay present and see how you feel, see maybe how you want to feel at the end of this class. Take a couple breaths for yourself if you haven't been able to do that at all today or the past couple days or kind of however long we've been here. So using those nice big inhales to lift the chest, kind of really feel it lift up towards the sky. Big exhales to kind of sink into the low belly. Maybe feeling kind of the backs of the ribs and the spine and the kind of low back and the hips. Really press down into the mat just so you feel a little bit more heavier than what you're used to laying on the back. And if you can really kind of bring the low belly down, you almost feel like you get rid of that natural arch in the back and the low back. So you just press it down a little bit, kind of feel everything pull in, kind of from the pubic bone up to the base of the throat, and it just kind of pulls in the middle. And then you'll feel the more that you kind of sink down to the knees, it gives you a little stretch kind of through the inner thighs all the way up to the knees. Maybe taking a couple breaths like that. And then just coming back, maybe to that regular stance, that little curve in the low back once you kind of feel like you've kind of engaged the core a little bit. And then just letting everything go, but keeping the breath nice and long. Maybe a couple inhales into the nose, exhales out through the mouth. And then just taking a few, maybe in a little stillness, eyes are closed, back of the head is kind of pressing down to the ground. So before you kind of stretch everything out, you want to get that breath on a little bit of a rhythm. So you'll see maybe if you get into a stretch that is maybe not what you're used to, or you're just kind of stretching the body a little bit more than you do in your regular practice, like your regular classes, that you'll feel like you want to tend to hold the breath. But in order to get the most out of those deep stretches, you really want to breathe in kind of new cycles of breath, new cycles of air, exhale to let it go. So keeping that cycle and that rhythm is really important, especially for stretch classes. And then taking one more breath here. You're going to keep the back of the head on the ground, but you're going to pull the knees into the chest and reach the arms kind of over the head, so the fingertips are pointing back behind you. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the knees a little bit closer, so maybe the tailbone starts to lift up a little bit. Keep the feet flexed, and then reach the arms over kind of past the feet, but you're going to keep the head on the ground. And then as you inhale, you can either stretch the legs up towards the sky, arms behind, or inhale to lengthen the legs out in front of you. So an exhale to pull it in. Inhale to reach it out. Exhale to pull in. Inhale to reach. Good, 3 more. Exhale, pull it in so you kind of feel the core a little bit. Reach through the toes, if they're up towards the sky or out to the front of the mat. And then take that last one. Exhale to pull it in. Once you pull it in, wrap the arms around the shins. Take a little sway to the left, sway to the right. Maybe really going on one side of the head to the other. And then you're going to come back to the center. We're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So you can kind of move that left knee out away from you, cross the ankle, and then reach through, either grab on top of that left shin or you can grab behind the left thigh. And then you're going to pull the chin kind of up to the chest and the chest up towards that right ankle. So if you're holding on to the shin, maybe you pull the shin a little bit closer and you try to reach the nose of the chin all the way to that ankle. Good. Keep lifting. Maybe the shoulders come up off the mat a little bit. Exhale, drop the shoulders, drop the back of the head, and then pull that left shin, right ankle a little bit closer. So maybe you feel that the shoulder blades kind of expand out to the sides. If you want to roll a little bit to the left and to the right, you could do that. But we're just getting that kind of first right hamstring stretch. Last big breath in. Using that exhale to come back to the center, maybe pulling everything a little bit closer to the chest, that last little breath. Good. Take the first 2 fingers in the right hand, grab the big right toe, extend the left leg all the way down to the ground. You can keep a little bend in the knee and the foot flat, or the leg can go straight. And you're gonna try to reach that leg up, right leg, up towards the sky. So you can keep the bend in the knee, the leg doesn't have to be completely straight, especially in the beginning. But just feeling that you're stretching kind of the back of that calf up to the ankle, out to the heel, and you're bringing those toes down towards the chest. So you wanna try to keep that right shoulder still nice and flat. And then you're gonna do your best to take these little pulses, so maybe just getting a little bit straighter than you were before. Pulling the heel up and then pulling that knee down. So it's gonna go from these little movements to kind of these bigger movements. It's almost like that right leg gets in half happy baby. That right foot stays flexed, but not kind of overdoing it, just kind of taking however much you need that stretch. Good. One more breath in. One big breath out. And then come back to the center. It's up to you if you want to keep the grab of the toes, so take the right leg over to the right, or you can slide the hand down the ankle or the calf or behind that right thigh and just reach that right leg over to the right. So now try to keep that left leg still engaged. So press that left heel into the ground. Left toes can kind of face up towards the sky. And then feel like you're pulling the energy out through the left leg to the front of the mat. And then you're pulling the energy out the right leg out to kind of that corner of that angle. Not feeling like you have to get all the way down over here. It doesn't really make you a better yogi, I guess you could say. Kind of just getting wherever you need to go. Trying to keep the chest square. Good. I know you're holding it, so one more breath. All right, bring that right leg back to the center. Bend the knee so you can take the left hand and grab onto that outside of that right foot. Right arm is going to reach out to a T as you kind of roll over to that left hip and send that right leg over to the left. So maybe that hand is on the calf or that thigh, and you're just reaching kind of that leg in the opposite direction. Head can either stay looking to the left, or if you want to look to the right and kind of get a little twist in the body or spine in the back, you could do that. And then you're gonna kind of look towards that right leg. If it's kind of straight, you're gonna go ahead, put a nice big bend in the knee. And take this left hand, kind of press onto that right thigh. And then if you're not looking to the right already, you're gonna go ahead, look to the right, and really press that right shoulder down. So now it's less of kind of a leg hamstring stretch, and it's more of that spinal twist. Laying down. Relaxing the quad in that left leg, so sometimes it can stay tight and tense, so just kind of letting it roll onto the ground. We'll be here for one more. And since that right knee's bent, we'll go ahead, bend the left knee, come back to the middle, both the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around, taking a little sway left to right. Good. And then go ahead, extend the right leg down, straight or kind of bend it down on the ground with that right foot. 2 first fingers on the left hand, grab a hold of the big left toe. And then if you're here, that's totally cool. Maybe just stretching and kind of taking little pulses. Maybe that right leg comes down. Kind of breathing through that kind of rhythm. Maybe inhales to stretch. Exhales to like pull that knee in towards the side. Got 2 more breaths. And then as you come back to the center, you're going to switch hands. So the left hand either grabs the outside of the foot or the ankle calf, kind of sliding its way down, letting go and dropping that right leg, left leg over to the right, and trying to keep it a little bit straight. Maybe really rolling over to the right hip. So kind of that left hip wants to stack on top. And then bending that left knee a little bit more. So maybe you can kind of look over to the left and kind of sink that left shoulder down. We'll get the hamstring stretch at the end. So letting it go, relaxing the legs. Good. 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales. And then we're going to take it as a full circle, so we're going to end where we started. So as you roll back onto the back, you're going to cross that left ankle on top of that right thigh. Reach through, grab a hold, or whatever you're grabbing, right shin or that right thigh, and then chin up towards the chest, and chest a little bit up towards that left ankle. Good, last breath in. And then last breath all the way out. Good, sinking that right knee a little bit more. Nice big left hamstring stretch. And then uncrossing. Knees into the chest, same thing, grab a hold of the shins, wrap the arms around, full chin to the chest up to both knees this time. So now kind of feeling the shoulders are pulling forward towards the legs. And then these little sways turn into a little bit bigger of a sway. Kind of rolling into these rock and rolls. Good. Taking as many as you want and then coming up to seated, up to, let's do butterfly first. So once you get to that last one, you'll come all the way up. The bottoms of the feet will come together. Letting the knees kind of relax out to the sides. Give them a little bit of a wiggle, maybe roll out the head 1 or 2 times. And then coming into a forward fold over the feet. So maybe the heels draw in a little bit, so you can really get kind of this tilting from or it's almost like a hinge. It's more of a hinge. Hinge through the hips, so you know if the chest is pulling forward and the tailbone and the kind of butt is sticking back there, it's not really moving. And then taking the hands out, maybe in front. Maybe you come down into the forearms. Maybe you want to have more space underneath you, or if you feel like you can kind of drop the chest towards kind of the big toes, you could do that too. Not really pressing yourself all the way down there where you lose the breath. So just going kind of as far as you can where you know you cannot forget to breathe. It's like a good marker to where you know where to stop. Two more breaths here. Rolling your way all the way up. So really hug the chin in, kind of press the shoulder blades back behind you. Start to lift yourself up. And then we're going to twist to the right. We're going to stay in butterfly. So the right hand can come behind. Left hand can come on that right knee. Or if you want to take the right arm behind the back, maybe it stays there. Or if you can find a little bit more, that right hand can come kind of into that left hip crease and maybe kind of hold on to that left thigh. But only if you kind of have the space to be able to really twist through the mid body. Keep pressing the knees down, looking over that right shoulder. A little bit longer in a twist, so 3 more breaths. So feel like you're dropping the shoulders kind of down away from the ears. You feel like this big pull through the spine all the way down to kind of the sit bones. That's your last one. And then your next exhale sends you back to the center, straight to the other side. So left hand behind you or behind the back, or grabbing onto that right thigh. Right hand on the left knee. She comes in very quietly, like I won't notice her. Good. 2 more breaths. Oh. And then that next exhale sends you back to the center. Good. Take the hands behind you, prop the feet up on the floor, come down onto the forearms, and then windshield wiper the knees, kind of side to side. So you're gonna feel a nice big release through the inner thighs once you do that. Good. And then as you come to the center, so the knees face up towards the ceiling, kind of walk the elbows in a little bit and feel if you can lift the chest, almost like fish pose that we do with the legs straight, and you feel like you're sending the shoulder blades kind of in towards each other, but the feet are just on the ground. So not really letting the head drop all the way back here, trying to keep it kind of in line with the rest of the spine, so just kind of out just a little bit. Good. Last breath here. Keeping the feet on the floor, prop up to the hands, and then wrap the arms around the shin and round the back. So we're just getting the opposite now. Good. All right. Rolling your way up, maybe putting a little bit more of a stretch in the shoulders, kind of reach the chin away. Hands are going to come behind. You're going to drop the knees over to the right side. So maybe you kind of really roll onto that right hip. Stack the knees, stack the feet. Keep twisting to the right. So it's like a little bit more of a twist than you got before. So the hands are kind of back behind you. And if you need kind of some more space, you're going to lift the hips up and kind of bring them down towards the heels. So you'll feel you get less of a twist. So it's up to you if you want to keep it there, kind of where you started, or find a little bit more. And they're going to drop onto one forearm, maybe onto the other. Maybe you're staying there, or you could like totally stay up on your hands. You don't have to go any lower than that. But if you feel like you can get low and you're going to stay on that right hip, maybe you kind of drop everything down, arms are chopped to a T. Maybe you look to the left. Looking to the right is kind of a little bit harsh on the neck, so be careful with that. Got 4 more breaths here. Last one. And then if you're nice and low, you'll come back up onto the hands or back up onto the forearms, kind of lifting yourself up. You're going to stay facing the back and just kind of reach the chest up. Maybe drop the head a little bit. Kind of pull the chest and the heart through the shoulders. And then come all the way back. So it's kind of like your little tester side. So you'll come back to the front. You'll go straight to the other side. So the knees will drop over to the left. You'll keep spinning to the left. And then once you come down, you'll feel more if you bring the knees up a little bit closer. And then you come down onto the belly. Reach the arms out to a T, looking to the right, which is a little bit more easier. Or if you feel like you can kind of get flat on the chest, if you're that low, then it's okay for the base of the neck. You can look to the left. Good. Just as long, 4 more breaths. Last one. And then propping back up onto the hands. Try to keep them kind of a little bit closer to you so you can lift the chest a little bit. Kind of feel a little bit full from the low belly, kind of where the belly button is. And then exhale, coming back to the center. Just going to winch away from the knees, getting out of that little stretch. And then we're going to take it upside down tabletop. So you'll come up onto the feet. Hands are going to come behind so the fingertips point towards the hips. And then as you inhale and pressing, you're going to lift up. And then if the knees are really opening out, you're going to feel like you're sending the inner thighs together. Trying to keep a little bit of that box positioning. And then really lift the chest up. A little slight bend in the elbows. So they don't have to block. So you just have like a little micro bend. Full breath in. Keep lifting the hips. Lifting the lower belly. Lifting the chest. And then exhale, come all the way down. Good. Walk the hips all the way back to where the hands are. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. Same thing with the head. Roll it out a little bit. Good. All right, left foot is going to come nice and close to the right inner thigh. So maybe just kind of send the chest a little bit closer to that left thigh so you can sit up nice and straight. And then drag that right heel out in front of you. Keep the left hand on that left knee and feel like you can reach the right fingers to the right toes. If you can't necessarily grab the toes, maybe you kind of just take the hand on the front of the shin and you kind of want to take the roundness out of the back. So that's where that left hand comes into play, where you can arch kind of the chest forward. This is just a prep pose to take the left hand now to reach it towards that right leg. So take the left hand to the inside, so keep that left knee there. Take the left hand to the inside and reach a little bit more maybe towards that right ankle. So you're not still having the background. You're just kind of folding over that right thigh. One more breath here. Now drop this left knee out to the left. So take the left foot to the right inner thigh, and maybe you can take a nice big exhale. Maybe get a little lower. Kind of get a little bit more comfy in it. Keep sending the shoulders back. You're gonna have roundness regardless, but you kind of don't want to fall comfortable into that roundness. So you kind of want to pull the shoulder blades back, send the chest forward. You'll feel a little bit more stretch in that right hamstring when you do that. Good. One more breath. And then as you roll your way up, take the left hand behind you, reach the right arm up towards the sky, and press the front of that left knee and that right foot. So inhale, lift the hips, press onto that left knee, kind of arch the right ribs up towards the sky, reach the right fingertips over the head, press into that right foot, and then exhale, come down. We're going to do that a couple times. Inhale to lift up, lifting the hips. Exhale, lower. And then one more. Inhale, come up. And that exhale to come down. Good. Switching sides. So you just spin back to the front. Right knee pulls in. Left leg extends out. Pull the chest up towards that right thigh. Keep the right hand there. And then really feel like you're hinging still. And then take the left fingertips out as far as you can. Drop them where they go. Hold it here for a second. And then when you're ready, take the right arm to the inside of that right knee, so you're still using strength to keep that right knee kind of close to the body. And then just kind of stretching over that left leg. Let that right knee fall down now. Take that right foot to the left inner thigh. Maybe relax yourself a little bit. This is kind of a non-active stretch. So the one that we just did before this is called an active stretch, because you're not really kind of sinking yourself in it. You're more kind of aware of the alignment and everything. And then a non-active stretch is you're just kind of hanging out and breathing in it a little bit longer. Lots of poses have active and non-active kind of components to them. One more breath here. And then as you roll your way all the way up, right hand comes back behind, left arm up towards the sky, come up onto that right knee and that left foot. Hold it here for maybe an extra breath. And then come all the way down. 2 more lifts. Inhale to lift up. Kind of bending the front of the hips out to the left a little bit. Like a little back bend, coming down. And then one more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, letting go. Good. Face the front, we're just gonna take one Paschimottanasana. You're like, what? It's the pose that nobody likes. So you're gonna slide the hips back a little bit, drag the heels forward. So it's that same motion of reaching forward towards kind of whatever you're going for, but really keeping the sit bones planted down, and then setting the low back forward, low belly kind of folds in over the thighs. And now it's both arms reaching over both legs. One more full breath, so still breathe in this one. And then same thing, roll your way up, rolling up. Spin the feet behind you, we'll come into tabletop, shake it out a little bit. Drop the hips one side or to the other. Once you kind of find that square position, so you'll try to keep the palms right under the shoulders. I used to say wrists under the shoulders. And then I felt that once I kind of realized what I was saying, it was more forward than I wanted to be with the hands. So you want to kind of walk the palms right under, because you want the shoulders kind of right in the middle, so then the fingers can kind of hold you for that, instead of kind of dumping all the wrists and then the fingertips don't take any weight. So once you do that, one thing that I knew I was wrong with, and I fixed it, taking the knees under the hips, tuck the toes, and maybe take those little circles and sway it out. Go from one side to the other. If you want to stretch it back and lift the knees, you can do that. If you want to stretch it forward to like a low up dog, you could do that. Or you could open the knees, take a big circle, go in one direction, over to the other. Good. And then coming back to the center, we'll take cat-cows together. So if you kind of got out of that square, you're gonna get right back to it. Kind of lifting up the low belly a little bit so you don't have a super big arch. The arch is coming. So we'll inhale, lift the chest. This is where the arch comes. And then exhale, round the back, drop the head, pull the chin in, and protract the shoulders. By protracting, that just means kind of lifting the shoulders up a little bit. So you're sending the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, round the back. Okay, take a few. If you want to sway it and kind of wave it out, you can do that too. 2 more little pairs, 2 more cows, 2 more cats. And then coming back to the center. So you're gonna keep the hands where they are. If you need to kind of stretch them out a little bit, you can flip them. Kind of take the fingers back, roll them out a little bit. And then if you're okay with the wrists, we'll come back to beyond the palms. You're gonna take the right knee kind of in the middle. So it's like making a little triangle from the thumb to the knee up to the top other thumb. And the left leg is gonna pull out to the left. And you're gonna extend it to the left, and then you're gonna crunch it in towards the side. Extend it to the left, drop the foot, and then crunch it into the side. Okay, so take a few. If you want to be a little bit lower, you could always be on the forearms. Kind of takes the crunching to the core a little bit more. That's up to you. Take 3 more. Last one, here with me. And then extending it back out and holding it here. So now kind of move through this one a little bit. So coming forward, coming back, toes could lift. Kind of roll through the heel. If you want to lift that other knee, you could do that. And the next time you come forward, kind of back into that neutral position, drop down a little bit lower. Forearms, or kind of reaching the arms out in front, almost like a puppy pose that you do. It's up to you. Just kind of want to take the weight into the chest, into the shoulders, into the elbows. Kind of spin that left heel out to the left just a little bit more. You feel a nice kind of bigger stretch on the inner part of that left leg. Not really worried about the shoulders if you're rolled or not. Rounded, that's what I meant, rounded. And 4 more inhales, 4 more exhales. Maybe feeling each time you can wiggle that left leg out to the left a little bit more, but kind of keep that right hip over that right knee. So you're still kind of giving yourself some resistance and just stretching through the leg. Last one. Nice. All right, coming back up onto the hands. You're gonna take this left leg, you're gonna kind of bring it back, kind of behind you, and then stretch it over towards the right and curl the body and look towards those left toes as you pull back to that left heel. And take that left leg, kind of bring it over where it was, and then kind of look kind of back behind you, so you're kind of getting closer towards that left thigh, and you're just gonna go back and forth. That's a nice big stretch through the back of the leg, the more you pull through the heel. This is what we call really like a lengthening stretch. One more time each side. And then once you find that last one, you'll bring the left knee back to the right knee and you'll come back for child's pose. So you can untuck the toes, kind of bring the hips down towards the heels, reach the arms out. You can sink the chest on top of the thighs. Maybe you want to bend the arms. Maybe you want to take them back behind you. Whatever feels good. About 5 breaths. Two more. Good. All right, roll forward back into tabletop. Take a cow, take a cat, just so you can kind of get back to being center. Inhale, lift. Exhale around. Good. And then neutral spine, kind of take that right foot, step it out to the right. So you're going to step it out and then crunch it kind of in knee, kind of to the back of that right tricep a little bit. Extend it back out. Pull it in. Extend it back out. Pull it in. Good. 3 more. And then that last crunch. And you'll keep that right leg out to the right. Move through it a little bit. You want to take it forward and back. You can bend that knee. And then drop kind of nice in a little bit deeper in the middle. So maybe staying here, kind of wiggling out that right foot out. If you're coming onto the forearms, holding it here. If you're in puppy pose, the elbows are lifted and the arms are out in front. And you try to feel like you can drop the ears right in line with the arms. Keep the hips pulling back. So you kind of get the roundness out of the mid-back and you kind of drop it low and pull it back. Good. If the shoulders are kind of taking an internal rotation and rolling a little bit closer to the neck and to the ears, just kind of taking that what we call external rotation and dropping the shoulders kind of out to the side. So you kind of feel like the outer arms are wrapping underneath you a little bit. You have 3 more. Last one. All right, coming back up onto the hands. If you're in puppy or calling them back, pull that right leg out behind you, stretch it out. And then you're gonna take the right toes over to the left side, pull for that left heel, right heel, look back towards those right toes. And then you're gonna step it kind of out to the right where it was, maybe a little bit back, and then kind of curl the body. So you're crunching the right side and you're crunching the left side, back and forth. Good, 2 more times each side. And then after that last one, you'll pull that right knee to meet the left knee, take it back for child's pose, send it back, reach the arms back behind you to let go of the shoulders and the arms a little bit. I don't usually teach a lot of slow classes, but I feel like if I would teach a slow class, which this one is, it's kind of more beneficial to you, especially in the beginning of the week. But it's just good to kind of take your time, kind of stretch parts of the body out that maybe you kind of zoom past in other classes. So taking 1 more breath. Okay. And then coming back up onto the hands. All right, so we're gonna get into hero pose, which either you're in the beginning of hero pose or you're kind of in the middle of hero pose. So you're gonna have the knees come together and you're gonna have the toes spin out to the sides of the mat. Just start, maybe just kind of relax the toes. And then as you walk the hands back, you're trying to sit to the inside of the heels. So maybe you're not kind of all the way down there and you have a pillow. If you have yoga blocks at home, you can kind of sit under one if it's not comfortable to kind of sit all the way down. But you, before you sit down, which I probably should have said this before, you're gonna take kind of the calf muscles and roll them out to the sides and then try your best to get kind of low. So maybe you're kind of holding yourself up or you have something you wanna sit under, or maybe you just kind of have the flexibility to come all the way down. So this is a lot in the quads to kind of help you sit low, because if you kind of see the hips are kind of lower than the knees, and that's the trick with hero, or it can be kind of not really comfortable for some people. So kind of figuring out if you need to use props to help you come down there, kind of relax the toes. Maybe you can kind of sink back a little bit. This is like a really deep stretch, hence why it's in this class, which you don't really tend to do a lot in your like really flowy classes, because this one you just kind of have to hang out for a little bit. And this one takes time. This one is like not an easy pose that you're gonna get like right off the bat. This one took me a little bit. So trying your best to breathe. If you're here and you're okay, the kind of extra part of the pose is you kind of come down, or you come onto one forearm, maybe you come onto the other. Eventually you try to get on the back, but if that's not going to happen today or tomorrow or kind of like months from now, that's okay. You're kind of just going as low as you can. So this is an external rotation of the hips because the outer hips are kind of rolling inside. So that's why you have all this energy and kind of all this strength to come to the inside. So the hips kind of open up externally. So fun fact, if you wanted to know that, which you probably didn't, but okay, take one more breath where you are. Good. And then very slowly kind of walking yourself up. Come up to that tabletop, so take the hands out in front. Hop up onto the knees. This time, big toes touch. Knees open out for Malasana. So open the knees kind of out to the sides, like a little frog pose. And find a little movement. So we've been kind of stagnant. So moving one knee out to the side, to the other. Maybe the feet kind of roll out too. Good. All right, I at least want to do one down dog. Down dog is a really good stretch, but we're not going to flow to or from down dog. We're just going to get right up into it. So the hands are going to come down. You're kind of in the squat pose. So maybe lift the hips. Walk the feet back to plank first. To plank first. So the setup for down dog is right where the hands and feet should be in plank. So if you lift the hips up and back, bend the knees a little bit, maybe open the feet up. That is your position for where the hands and feet should be in down dog. So if you kind of roll up to plank and you don't move, and then you shift it up and back, if it feels really tight, you just gotta bend the knees a little bit and really lift the hips up. Kind of stretch the low belly kind of back behind you. And then bend it out a little bit. So bend one knee, bend the other knee. Keep stretching through the arms just like you did in that puppy pose, if you did it that way. Spread the fingers, press into the fingertips. Take one more breath. Good. All right, back to kind of that neutral stance and down dog. Look forward and you're gonna take the left foot to step up to the inside of the hands. So a couple steps, or step that left foot up in between and drop that right knee for low lunge. So the right knee is down, you can untuck or keep the back toes tucked. Whatever you wanna do, I like to move through my low lunge, especially the first ones. So taking it forward, taking it back. Good. And then kind of you're gonna take a blanket or something and put it underneath that right knee. I know low lunge, kind of when you're working slow, can be a little bit hard on that knee. So if you need to put something underneath it, you can totally do that. And then coming back to the front, so the left knee is right over that left ankle and that kind of stiff. It already hurts. So you're gonna bring it back a little bit. Keep the right hand down and press that left knee away. So this is like one that I do almost every class, just because it's good to kind of feel like you're stretching one leg away from the other or one hip away from the other. You don't have to be super low with that right quad. If you want to kind of lift yourself up and back a little bit, you can do that. Good. Coming back to the center, left foot flat. You're going to take this left arm, reach it all the way out to the left. So you can have a block of books or whatever you want to put underneath that left hand. If it's too low, you could do that. Right arm lifts up and over to the left. So you're stretching kind of all that weight away from that right hip and that right waist. So you're taking a big stretch from the right side of the body out through the right fingers. Good. A little bit longer, one more breath. And then drop that right hand. Good. Pulling back to a little runner stretch or half split. Runner stretch is what I think is a little bit lower. A half stretch or a half split is where the hips are still over that back knee. So hips still over that back knee. And that left leg is straight. Front toes to the left. So if that's good for you. If you want to get low and kind of slide yourself back a little bit, you can. Good. So this is just like those Paschimottanasana that we were doing. So if I was kind of on an angle and my other leg was parallel with my left leg, this is kind of like the hinging of the hips and the chest down towards that left thigh. So it's almost the same thing, just kind of put a little bit differently. The last breath here. Coming back forward to low lunge. So either you can stay in low lunge, just keep the right hand down and lift the left arm up for a revolve low lunge, or you can stay on the right forearm, keep the left arm up, same thing, revolve low lunge, but you're a little bit lower, or depending on either one of those, you can come up into it, bend that back knee, grab that back foot. You're gonna feel a big stretch from that right hip flexor all the way down the front of that right quad. So it's up to you. You don't even have to grab that back foot if you don't want to. But it's a deep stretch, so that's where we're at. So this is like when, if you have that back foot, this is what I meant by breathing. So it's really easy to just hold your breath in this because you're feeling and you're really focused on that quad stretch. So you're kind of setting the breath like mentally into that spot. I know you physically can't, but you're mentally doing it. Good. If you're here, same thing. Maybe feel like you're dropping the hips a little bit. Or if you're here, one more breath. Good. All right, drop that left hand down to the inside. So now you're in a little bit of a lizard. So scoot that left foot out to the left side of the mat and hold yourself here. So the wrist can spin in a little bit and the fingertips can face out just a little, not by a lot. I know you can't see them, but just a little bit. And just kind of feel like you're taking all the way into the hips, so just let them go. You can be back here. Maybe just feel like you're bending through that front knee. If you gotta crawl it out a little bit, you can do that. Good. Last breath. All right, we're gonna start to thread the needle. So left knee sends back to that right knee. No lifting up, just take the left arm underneath you and reach it over to the right. Maybe stretch out that right arm, maybe keep it where it was. You can go behind the back. Just take all the weight into the shoulders, let it go. And 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales. All right, take that right hand back where it was. This time you're lifting the left arm up to the ceiling, taking a nice kind of untwisting feeling, opening up, and then left hand comes down. You're going back to down dog. So to do that, you're going to plank first. Hands come forward, try to keep the shoulders right over the palms, sink the hips low, kind of stretch through the back heels. And then as you lift the hips, you bend the knees, separate the feet just a little bit. So almost like 2 hands distances between the feet. Pedal it out, get a nice stretch in the back. Shake out the head. Good. All right. Let's take the right leg. So look forward, you don't have to lift the leg, just a couple steps. Step that right foot up in between the hands. Drop the left knee, keep it back to a stepped around tuck, and we're moving through this low lunge. Good. Take 2 more little sways. And then as you come back to the center, left hand stays down, press that right knee out to the side just a little bit. If you want to scoot that foot out to the side, you can. Or just open up that knee. Full breath in. And full breath out. Come into a little runner stretch, drop the right hand, shift it back. Staying here or kind of keeping that left hip over that left knee. Maybe a little bend in the elbows. You can lift the front toes. Good. And then as you come back to the center, you're coming for a revolve to the lunge, so kind of dropping the hips here a little bit. Left hand can either stay down, well, it is going to stay down. The right arm is going to lift, but you can either stay on the hand or come onto the forearm. Kind of play with them, see whatever you want to do. And then if you do want to grab that back foot, you're going to bend that left knee, take that right hand, twist the chest open to the right, and grab onto that foot. Kind of take the tension out of the hips a little bit. Let it go. Two more breaths wherever you are. Last one. Drop that right hand, take it to the inside, just hold it here for lizard just a little bit. Just kind of drop the hips. Give yourself a moment. Okay. Right knee steps back to the left knee, or step it back. Right arm comes underneath all the way over to the left, little thread the needle. So you're gonna drop onto that right shoulder, come onto the right side of the head, close to that right ear. Let it go here. Good. Last breath in. And exhale, let it out. Take the left hand a little bit closer to you so you can press yourself up. Take the right arm up, kind of untwist yourself. And then drop that right hand. Last time in down dog, I absolutely promise. Hands come forward, tuck the toes, take it to plank first so you can figure out where the hands and feet go. And then inhale, send the hips up and back. Bend both knees, kind of sink the chest towards the thighs. Stretch out the shoulders, back towards the hips. Take a breath, pedaling it out. Maybe you want to bend both knees at the same time. Good. And then you're looking up towards the top of the mat. Very slowly, go ahead, walk the feet all the way up to the top. Take the feet kind of behind the wrists so they're a little bit wider. And then either you can intertwine the arms, grab opposite elbows. You can intertwine the fingers behind the head. Bring the elbows in, kind of close towards the face. Give it a little sway, side to side, a little ragdoll. Last breath. Nice. And then look forward, drop the hands, come into seated. Into Sukhasana, so you'll cross the ankles or cross the shins, maybe kind of tuck the feet underneath you, kind of get nice and flat on the sit bones, or you can take some side stretches, or take a hand behind the head. So right hand comes behind the head, and then take the left fingers all the way out to the left, and then feel like you're stretching the right elbow over to the left side. So the left elbow can bend. It looks like this. So not feeling like you're holding the chest in and you're kind of pressing the shoulder blades out. You're pressing the shoulder blades in towards each other and lifting the chest up towards the sky. Good. One more breath here. And then the other side, right fingertips reach all the way over to the right, left hand behind the head, and then feel like you're side stretching that left elbow over to the right side while spinning the chest up. Good. Last breath. Good. All right, drop the left hand back to its own side. Both hands come on the knees. Take some kind of upper body rolls. Roll everything out that we just did. And then we're going to come on to lay on the back. We're going to take kind of our quick 1 minute Shavasana to have me send you on your merry way. We're going to come to lay down. If you want to do what you did before, take the bottoms of the feet together, take it into that down angle. You could definitely do that. Or you can just have the legs straight. Honestly, you can just do whatever you want. Feet as wide as the mat, knees can come in. That's a really good one. Take about 10 breaths, 1 minute here. So letting everything go, kind of getting that rhythm of that breath that you found in the beginning. Kind of honing in, seeing how you feel, see how the body feels. Hopefully it feels a little bit calmer than it did in the beginning. Maybe a little bit more stretched out. And taking this time for you, about a minute to yourself. Starting to find a nice deep breath in. A nice long breath out. Maybe kind of connect a nice stretch to it. Roll out the wrists, the ankles, fingers, toes. And then you roll over to your right side. Pause there, take a breath or two. And then very slowly, with your eyes closed, go ahead, press yourself all the way up, back to Sukhasana, crossing the shins, the ankles. Each hand on the knee, kind of those last little circles, chest circles, shoulder circles, head rolls. Then we'll take a nice big breath in. We'll reach the arms out. We'll bring them all the way up. Palms come to touch. And then we'll lower them down to the center. And we'll take a nice bow over our hands. Namaste. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking this stretch class. Let me